How are we? Fine? Sure? Right, so we've been working together for a while now. It's been well over 12 months and we've been on quite a bit of a journey. Fair to say that we're probably good mates now as well. And how have you found the programme since you first started and how's it kind of affected life as a whole?
So when I first come to you, I was previously working for someone else, and after a while, probably 6 months in, I decided to take the jump and set up my own business, which is coming up to about a year now. So it's obviously given me the confidence boost to jump out of another job and do my own thing, sort of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously when you first started, it was purely about the fitness. And then I think more and more that we've got into it, we've realised it's more about other stuff, right? Especially over the past 6 months or so, obviously setting up a business is a whole new thing, but you've kept the weight off. You lost 30 plus kilos when you first started, and we're continuing pushing forward. How have you found that switch of, obviously it's very different working a job to running a business, and how have we kind of gone about it?
Obviously it's completely different, obviously, to manage it, because when you work for someone else, you know what hours that you're going to be doing. From when you go and working for yourself, obviously you do the job, but there's stuff that people don't see in the background part at night, invoices, booking things in, pricing stuff up. You know, there's all the hours that no one sees that you have to try and fit in throughout the day or evening time. So it's obviously trying to fit the gym in and everything else between work and lifestyle. Yeah,
because I think we realised, because when you were at the garage, your steps were through the roof, surprisingly through the roof, I must say, 30,000 plus steps a day, as well as training 6 times a week, but purely off the fact that the time was there. How have you found that balance between switching from what was lots of stuff to what we're doing now?
So obviously it's harder because obviously I'm spending more time in the van than what I would be walking. So it's obviously a completely different lifestyle. Obviously I've got to try and fit in pricing up everything else. So from that point of view, it's completely different to try and fit in the steps and try and take a step back from the business, you know, to keep my health and fitness in as well.
I don't want to beat around the bush. It's a conversation we've had a lot of times, isn't it? Because it's always tricky. Whereas I know when I first started my business, suddenly you're like, that's the main priority. And I had to keep on saying to you, although it is a priority for sure, what you were doing before was great. It worked in that time period when work was like that. Not going to be realistic now. And I think for yourself, almost taking a step back from it, but knowing that you can still do it has been tricky. Going from very high standards to almost dropping your standards, but knowing that it's because of what's going on around in life, innit? How have you kind of found nutrition and that kind of thing around it as well?
So obviously before I wasn't doing so much meal prep when I was working at the garage because I had more time in the evening. But then once I started working for myself, I found it was quite difficult to just, I'll grab that from the shop, I'll make that fit, or breakfast, stuff like that. So we obviously changed it quite quickly to a meal plan so that I could stick to it, take food with me to work, drink whatever, so that I could stick to it throughout the whole day.
100%, because obviously when you were working before, we were just like tracking macros, that kind of thing. But from 2 standpoints, tracking stuff and also finding the right stuff when you're on the go, like you said to me, it's been tricky. So you find it a lot easier to have that stuff with you.
Yeah.
And in terms of the business, how's things going?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Enjoying it?
Yeah.
And what kind of, how's that changed life as a whole for you?
Obviously, from another point of view, you can sort of have time off when you want, which is nice to a degree. And obviously financially, you've got a lot more money, that sort of wise. And, you know, I'd rather put effort into something that's going to be mine than someone else's.
I think it's that catch-22 as it always is with business, because although technically speaking you can have time off whenever you want, it's also tricky to manage that time off and like actually be able to take a step back from it. But we went away for like 3 weeks, and is that something that you think you could have done beforehand?
Probably mostly not, because where I worked previously there was only me and another technician, so it would have made it awkward to have 3 weeks off in a big, you know, in one space.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the plan next moving forward?
Just keep carrying on and see where we can sort of take it.
100%. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, mate.